So, no, this is not a Christmas review. I usually save December for just Christmas reviews, but whatever. I watched this film on Netflix. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but I haven't really like seen anybody review it on YouTube, and it's not talked about, especially from my favorite channels and people that I would be expecting to talk about this movie like crazy are not. But I also heard really good things about it and that it's one to be checked out. And I know it's based on a book. This is Leave the World Behind. The movie just came out in 2023. It's been on Netflix, I think, going on about 2 months now or something like that. And the book was written in 2020 from my understanding. And this film has a huge cast. We got Julia Roberts, we got Mahershala Ali, we have this actress named, I think it's Myha'la. I might be wrong on that, but she was in Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. She was in an episode of Black Mirror from its latest season. And then we have Ethan Hawke is in here. Bacon is in here. I thought he would be in the film more than he was. I'll just say that because I don't want to be getting too much into details about this film, but I will just leave it at that. I thought I was going to be seeing more of him, but he is in the film. And Ethan Hawke's character and Julia Roberts' character have two kids. I don't know the names of them, but I am gonna leave this completely spoiler free, so I'm not gonna be talking about the plot a whole lot. I will say Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke's character go to a vacation home. They rent one out, and they get there, and then Mahershala Ali's character owns the home, and he shows up with his daughter. And that's all I'll get into. I don't want to get into like what kind of theme it is. It plays with a few things, like there are horror elements, there are dramatic elements, but as a whole, it's just a very intense and thought-provoking modern suspense movie, you could say. And there's a lot of twists, and it's a very, very slow burn. I like the slow burn-ness of it, and there's a lot of themes going on. It's one of those movies you will have to pay attention to. Pretty much everything that happens and is said means something. It's one of those. The ending is ridiculously ambiguous. I like this film's length. I like how it is kept at like 2 hours and 15 minutes because it gives it a lot of time to play with things and its themes and all that. The cinematography is absolutely gorgeous. The way the camera moves in this film, the camera is literally almost a character in itself. I love the shots in this film. They're so beautiful. Everything is well stylized and really, really thought out throughout the film. I love the music, and that goes for both needle drops that are made in this film and the score throughout. Because right, like dead center in the middle of the film starts to really slow down for a good like 10 to 15 minutes, and it's intense in hell. We're talking like edge of your seat shit, and you really start to get invested because there's a lot of things going on at the same time. It'll go back and forth between like characters and what's happening, what they're doing, kind of thing. And there's this like thumping music, kind of like I've seen this done in films before. Hereditary did it, I'm pretty sure, and just really, really eerie, like violin kind of music that really gets your heart going and gets you like invested. Like, what the fuck is? It's almost like a build up to something, and it's really, really well done. So music and cinematography are big wins. And then you have the cast. I mean, like I said, I'm keeping this all spoiler free, but I just suggest go watching the film and then coming back to the review anyway, because I've said this before on the channel. Everything is technically a spoiler when it comes to any reviews. But I do want to talk about like the themes of the film and kind of like, not the themes plot wise, I mean like just the kind of style that it is. Like I said, it is a slow burn. And I will say, involving Kevin Bacon again, that I was waiting for him to show up because I knew he's in the film, but I'm just like, when is this guy going to pop up? And then when he does, it's very satisfying, and he plays his character and his role really well too. But I just, for the type of film it is, like I said, I'm surprised that a lot of the channels I watch have not spoken about it yet. And for the most part, this film is being praised for its style and its themes, kind of thing. I don't really hear many people talk about the book either. I've only came across one review on YouTube today, actually, that bashes this movie like crazy. It's one of those like everything is woke garbage channels, and I came across it and I looked at the thumbnail. I'm like, what the hell did you see that's woke in this film? And I watched it, and this person was mentioning a specific line in this film that I had completely missed. So I didn't even hear this line. It must have went over my head when I was watching the film, but they cherry picked that line, which I guess could be considered woke slightly, and then the whole 4 minute video was like, "This is woke trash. All these people are liking it so much." I'm like, this movie is pretty far from like woke. I mean, outside of there being mixed races in the film and them being paranoid about each other for reasons that have absolutely nothing to do with race, this film's themes are like potential dangers that can come with everyday technologies and the way the world is moving forward. What can happen if these things backfire? What can happen to society? The risks and dangers and the kind of futures we can see if the world continues to evolve and grow technologically the way it is, and if society keeps going the way it is, what can happen? Themes like that. There's not really anything that has to do with race in this film. So this guy like claiming this film is woke as hell. Oh, and that is produced by the Obamas, I guess. There's that too. But I mean, theme wise, I saw nothing, politically challenging in this film. It was a well done, very eerie, and very thought provoking film. And there's some things in it too that play with a little bit of humor. But I think that goes with this theme as well. Again, I might have to think about this one a little bit longer, especially with the ending, because the ending is very ambiguous. But it's one of those that you really do have to pay attention to what's going on, because things will come back. Like, for example, I'll just give you like a random thing without getting into detail. Like, deer will show up, kind of thing, and with that, things will grow story wise, and you have to like kind of symbolism will show up here and there, and it'll mean things, and an event will happen that'll like domino affect its way into things later on in the film, and it'll kind of take something that happened earlier that's seemed irrelevant completely, but we'll bring it back into something like that actually is super meaningful, kind of thing. There's a theme involving with the little girl, one of her favorite pastimes that comes and goes and comes and goes, and it evolves into the threads of the movie, you could say. I'm doing my best to explain a plot without giving like barely anything away, because this is a film to be experienced, and I definitely want to read the book. Now, I usually like reading books first before films, but I'll give the book a shot anyway. And if anybody has seen both, or sorry, read the book and seen the movie and can compare the two, go ahead and tell me which one you found better. But I really liked this film, and I really liked this experience. I gave it a 4.5. I loved everybody's performance in this film, and it was a good one. So I'm glad I checked this out on Netflix. And this, I don't see the thing with Netflix films. Like, I wonder if being taken straight to Netflix kind of hurt this picture, because this picture doesn't feel like a typical Netflix or straight to Netflix film. It feels so much deeper and feels like one that has a lot more to say. And I think it could have benefited from a big theatrical release, or I don't know. I don't know, like, good or bad being on Netflix, but it doesn't feel like a typical Netflix film. So I'll just leave it at that. I strongly recommend Leave the World Behind. I think it's a very interesting watch, especially if you like slow burn, intelligent horror kind of thing, and really, really suspenseful, really thrilling films with a big cast and great performances. So this is a promising one. So subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming. Until next review, have a good one. Take care and cheers.